Hi, this is Quinlan, and today I have an announcement. Some of you know that I am working full-time as an outdoor adventure guide. As of last fall, I've actually joined together with 3 others, and we have started our own small company up here in North Japan. And so in this video, I wanted to introduce Northern Japan Horizons. That's our new venture, and we really want to help bring people up to this underappreciated area of Japan. We're still getting less than 2% of the inbound tourists, and so anything you've seen in the news about over-tourism, it's not the case up here. There are so many fantastic things that make it worth visiting up here, even on your first trip to Japan. So in this video, I'd like to introduce one of the other team members who some of you may have seen in a couple of earlier videos from me, Katie. Katie has been living in Japan for around 17 years. She also has a combined 15 years of experience in the tourism industry, 12 of those in Japan and 3 back in Australia. Let's meet Katie.
I've been living in Japan for the past 17 years, and I moved down to this area in Tohoku just after the big tsunami that happened in 2011. So at the moment in Japan, one of the big problems is there's a lot of over-tourism in the really big places like Tokyo or Kyoto and those kind of places. And they're lovely to come and see, and I would recommend you seeing them if you haven't seen them before. But if you're looking for something with not as many tourists, but a lot of beauty and a lot of natural culture and delicious food, I'd recommend hopping on the bullet train and coming up to this Tohoku region, even if it's just for a couple days, meeting some of the locals, having a look at the local lifestyle here, learning a little bit about how this region has really overcome the hardships from the tsunami, but also from other things that have happened in the history of this area. And so that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people should decide to come up this area. It's very close, very easy to get to, but it offers a very completely different side of Japan that you wouldn't see in other areas. One of the best ways to do it is to get a guide, have them take you around and learn something that you wouldn't know if you were just traveling around by yourself.
So a couple of examples of what you might do if you came up to North Japan to join me and or Katie during your trip. One of them is the city of Miyako area on the trail, which is definitely one of the highlights. This is a full day, though a light full day, of a combination of hiking and sea kayaking. We would hike along the coastal trail through a little bit of hilly pine forest and then end up in this gorgeous, stunning beach that is one of the more famous places in all of Iwate, the Jodogahama beach, the Pure Land beach. It's that place that, again, is so beautiful that a Buddhist monk from 300 years ago named it basically Paradise Beach, because this must be what paradise looks like. So half-day hiking, have lunch there, and then we've got several sea kayaks where we cooperate with a local kayaking instructor, and you can go kayaking either right in that protected beach, which is gorgeous and fun. There is a bay just north of that that has some really neat naturally eroded tunnels and caves that you can go into on the kayaks. I did a whole video about this before as well. You can look at that if you're interested, but it's really fantastic. So that's one of the day tours. Another is up in the village of Tanohata, which is basically my favorite spot on the whole trail. This is an area that I have done a lot of videos in before because it's got these hand-carved tunnels in 2 different areas, 200-meter cliffs towering above the ocean. We will have a couple of options for that depending on how much up and down you're tolerant of doing, because the full hike involves going up and down several times, and it's a workout, though it's glorious. There is also a slightly more abbreviated version that we can definitely do, which spares your knees for some of the harder bits, but you still get to see just as much of the great views. If the weather is cooperative, part of this tour involves riding for about an hour on a local fisherman's boat. And it's also just amazing to then look at these towering cliffs that you've just walked along, but from the ocean.
If you've got 3 days, then I recommend that you come up here and do a 3-day hike where you can add in both the Jodogahama area, Tanohata area, but also the area at the very top of the trail in Hachinohe. It's very easy to get there by bullet train, so it's easy if you're going to start there or finish there. And then it's a beautiful, very easy hike along the coastline through a variety of different scenery. You walk through the beautiful pine forests, along beaches, you walk past an old memorial from a war. You get to see some beautiful flowers if you come here in summer. And it's got some of the best ice cream in Japan, or so they say. So it's one of my recommendations. If you have the time, come up here for at least 3 days and we'll take you on a wonderful journey through the Michinoku Coastal Trail.
Let me just give you some basic logistical information as well, because most people when they come to Japan, you're going to go to Tokyo, Kyoto, maybe Hiroshima. We call this the golden route in the tourism industry because it's so popular. And sure, if you've never been to Japan, you've never been to those places, absolutely you should visit them. They're great. However, they will be a little bit stressful from time to time because of the ridiculous crowds, especially during the peak seasons when the cherry blossoms are blooming, during the fall colors, things like that. So if we can tempt you to come up north into the area where we are here for just 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 days during your trip, it's really logistically easy. From Tokyo Station on the Hayabusa Shinkansen, it is 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to Morioka Station. It's nothing. And then once you're here, we would then meet up with you at the station and assist you if you want us to take care of you for a full day or 3 or more, or if you wanted to find your own lodgings and just have us take you on individual day adventures from there, you could. But it's really easy to get up to where we are.
You may have heard about the Michinoku Coastal Trail, or the MCT, or maybe you haven't, but it's a trail that was created after the large tsunami and disaster that happened in this area in 2011. So it was created with collaborations through the Japanese government and the local communities. They came together to create a way for helping this area recover, both by bringing people from the domestic market as well as people from overseas into this area to learn about what happened here, take away things about how they can survive if there is a disaster in their own areas. So the Michinoku Coastal Trail, it's about 1,025 kilometers, ranging from Aomori Prefecture, Hachinohe City, Aomori Prefecture, all the way down to Soma City in Fukushima Prefecture along the Pacific coast of Japan. The Michinoku Coastal Trail itself offers a lot of different variety of hikes. There are some very easy hikes for beginners, as well as a lot more difficult hikes that go through some of the mountains or the Sea Alps in this area as well. There's a lot of area that does walk along the road, but a lot of our tours focus more on the more natural areas to take you into the forests and along the beaches and exciting places like that. At the moment, what we're offering is a lot of tours that involve having a guide like myself or Quinlan with you as we walk through the areas and teach you a little bit more about the local environment, about the culture, and give you opportunities to talk with some of the locals that you wouldn't normally have a chance to talk with. Some of them have experienced amazing things, some good, some not so good during the disaster, and they'll tell you about their road to recovery and what they're aiming for in the future in that area as well. So being along the coast is going to be a lot of seafood, so if you're a seafood lover, it's a wonderful place to come and enjoy the food. If not, it is also an area that has a lot of different beef and pork as well.
For this new project, we've started a Instagram account, the Northern Japan Horizons, and a YouTube channel that will focus on showcasing the tours and helpful tips for hiking on the trail and things like that. And so please give a follow to Northern Japan Horizons, both on YouTube and on Instagram. Please take a look as well at our website, northernjapanhorizons.com, where we've got a lot of the tours listed.
Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you on the trail.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.